Hola, cage fighting connoisseurs. This is Kid Nate of BloodyElbow.com, joined once again by the inevitable, the ineffable, the ineluctable, the new Republican nominee for president, Eugene S.
I would just like to say, turn this into a Judeo-Christian republic. I have lots of people. Now, where's my wife so I can punch her in the face? Man, don't let the doorknob fucking hit you. I'm so glad. So, this is now that both he and Jeb are gone, I can rest easy. I can rest easy.
Trump,
Cruz and frickin' Jeb were giving me nightmares. Now I'm resting easy.
I was never scared of Jeb. Cruz is extremely scary. I find Trump a bit unsettling. I find Hillary pretty unsettling. So I'm coming out with my endorsements today, though. I'm endorsing Donald Trump officially in the GOP primary. If you're about the GOP primary.
Whoa. You're not pulling for Johnny K? Johnny the K.
Sorry, I'm wearing my Scots plaid hat in honor of my Scots-Irish ancestry, America's most dispossessed ethnic group. So
hold on. So let me get this straight. Mumbling, stuttering, mushmouth Johnny K doesn't get your,
He's a Yankee. He's a Yankee, Jim.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Oh, he's a Yankee. Come on, my friend. Like in my gym back in Brooklyn, they say, "Hey, what's your last name?" Kasich. Where is that from? That's not all right. That's not from the Mayflower, my friend.
Still hillbillies. It all washes out in some kind of privilege.
That sounds like Croatian. I don't know what.
True, it does smack of foreign. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah,
Yankee smacks of foreign too. Did I ever tell you by the time I was in a band with the guy from Virginia? We were all from Texas. We started calling him a Yankee, and he flipped. Pissed off, and we're like, "You're not from Texas. We don't know what else to call you."
Well, he could say he was from the seat of the Confederacy.
Like we care. I mean, if Texas would have gone it alone, maybe we would have had a chance. We had all those losers dragging us down. Hell.
Those guys are still fighting that war, man. If you kept pushing, you probably could have induced him to fist fight you.
Well, fortunately or unfortunately, he's paraplegic, so his fisticuffs capabilities were pretty limited, but a heck of a bass player, I have to say.
You know what? I can't even tell a story. Never mind. Let's just go. Keep moving ahead.
All right. So we're here for the infamous and patented Care Don't Care preview of UFC Rotterdam featuring Alistair Overeem versus Andrei Arlovski. What's your general camp? And it happens Sunday morning, Eugene. It's going to be really early on the West Coast. Sunday
morning.
Happening in Rotterdam.
I'm doing a Velvet Underground thing, man.
Hey, Nico now? You don't look like Nico.
A friend of mine, Tom Hollowell in Denver, Colorado, booked the show with Nico back, of course, when she was still alive. And she came.
Time to book her.
After she's alive, she gets very hard to get her to show up. So, and then he said she came into town. It was like she had magnets in her clothes because the sleaziest, skeeziest fucking guys. They show up early, and she gloms onto them, and she's like, "Hey, I got to go pick a few things up." He goes, "Well, who you got a way to get around?" She goes, "Yeah, my friends here." And he looks over, and he knew those guys. He goes, "No. Look, you stay here. You sound check whatever you need. We can get for you." And she goes, "Oh, well, in that case,
some heroin."
Yeah, of course. It lifts you up or it lets you down.
Yeah. I would bring up Nico's tour d'affaire with Brian Jones, in which he accused him of numerous horrific acts of sodomy and abuse. But
really,
that she enjoyed, yes. But
where did you read this?
In one of her memoirs, she said he was better in bed than Jim Morrison.
That's not a surprise.
And she was an avowed anal enthusiast, she said, because of her Turkish father. But she said Brian tied her up and sodomized her non-consensually, and that was very painful. He also put a brooch through her labia majora. So the pin of a brooch. So anyway, that's yeah.
So somebody, some guy I was talking to played a show with Brian Ferry. And they say, true to my
Brian Jones, not Brian Ferry.
Yeah. What? Hold on. She slept with who?
Brian Jones.
Oh, okay. I don't care about Brian Jones. That's your Brian Jones is your thing.
I know. And Brian Ferry, also connected to the Stones because Mick Jagger stole Jerry Hall from him. Was he involved with Nico too?
No, he wasn't. That's why I was shocked. But this guy I know who played, toured with Brian Ferry, he was like, my idea is that the more mellow a guy is on stage, the crazier they are after. And he goes like, man, we thought, Mr. Debonair, you're going to play this show to be great. He goes backstage, fucking Brian with his shirt all pulled out, vomit on his face. Be like, That's like not what you expect from Mr. Suave,
Tom Jones and Engelbert Humperdinck supposed to be two of the baddest, most rock and roll, fighting, brawling, womanizing wild men you're ever going to meet, drink anybody under a table. So, you don't take these guys lightly. But let's get down to brass tacks. What's your overall cares for the? I
care.
You care.
I'm a heavyweight guy, man. The heavyweights fucking stumble in the parking lot at 7-Eleven. I'm there. So
everybody likes to see that behemoth throw down.
What is that thing about it's Yates, the beast slouching toward Jerusalem or whatever. People always correct me because I always mangle it, but that one day I expect to see coming over the horizon, a great, not a great white hope in this instance, but a great heavyweight hope. I see it.
You see it coming, huh? Well, that would be exciting. Maybe somebody will give up a promising NFL or NBA career to get involved in the big fisticuffs. But let's dive right in. 3 fights on the Fight Pass card.
Whoa! Disclaimer, buddy.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I was so excited about my coming out of the closet as the Trump endorser that I forgot.
You're endorsing it for the Republican ticket. Oh, look who's
here. The Republican ticket, yes. I'm saying if you're voting the Republican ticket, Trump's the way to go.
You got to look right by Johnny K. Forget about Johnny K.
I heard he was foreign, that Johnny K.
Yeah, you can't trust those guys. All right, so crybabies and bedwetters, this has less to do with your skills and talents as a human being and a fighter, and much more to do with the marketing heft and weight that, hey, pull your fucking pants leg out of your shoe. What's the matter with you? Sorry. I'm helping the local police, the gendarmerie here. All right.
Very public, very civic-minded.
Well, yeah, he's going around to my car right now, tagging it up. So it's less to do with your skills and talents as a human being and a fighter, much more to do with the marketing heft and weight that the bald one, Zuffa, and the fight organization that you so much love puts behind you. You want to get off the don't care list, fight an interesting fight, and you move to the care list. It's happened before. Even though he's on the verge of making a career change, I'm hearing Paul Felder, Alex Oliveira. It's happened before. It could Chris Collier Greens or Clay Collier, whatever the guy's name is, Collier. It's happened before. It can happen again, but don't come crying to us until it does. Crybabies, bedwetters.
Well put. Well put. We'd hardly know that before the show you had to beg the Dream Crusher to get out of the chair and let you sit there because I know you weren't going to challenge him to a grappling match.
Well, his wrist is fucked up from surgery. And since I've gone on record during my high school years as beating not one, but 2 crippled guys, it should be noted they attacked me first. So I had to do what I had to do.
Did you do it at the same time? 2 crippled guys?
No, they attacked me. One guy had his arm broken, and he attacked me, started hitting me with his cast. And then the other guy had stabbed himself in the leg and was walking with a cane and started beat me with a cane and started kneeing me in the nuts. So I had to take care of them both. Chris Leahy and Jesse Rubens.
You're calling them out, putting them on Front Street right here on the show.
Well, Jesse had a case because I was squirting him with a water pistol.
I see.
But I only did it once, so it's not like enough. And Chris Leahy, I guess I was making fun of him for having stabbed himself in the leg, and he got annoyed. Hey, man. Hey, I didn't stab him in the leg. He stabbed himself in the leg.
An important distinction. But so just so the Dream Crusher knows, you will attack him while he's weak. That's
the Dream Crusher very definitely knows that I know the best time to attack him is when he is weak. He says never. He says he's never weak.
Yeah. See, I didn't figure you were going to be trying to drag him out of that chair. I just,
yeah. They're all talking about you refusing to move from this chair.
How was Lisa message?
Yeah, he was listening to messages from his transgendered friends in Brazil.
I see. He's got some important work to do, and probably organizing the bathroom.
Well, no, he's getting married, so I'm going to go to Rio to go to the wedding, and he said that his family has got a nice car for me to sleep in, so I don't have to worry about a hotel.
Very generous, very generous.
Well, it's like when I went and won the big strap at Grappler's Quest, and I called my coach, and he had a nice hotel room, but I ended up sleeping at fateful pre-fight night in the car with a gun in my lap. He said his phone didn't work. Somehow it didn't work. And that luxury hotel suite in the sky that he had with 5 rooms that he refused to let me sleep on the floor of.
Oh, well, I'm, you know, I wasn't there. I can't put myself in his shoes. I can't.
It's a Brazilian thing.
No time for Monday morning quarterbacking, Eugene.
I've never. Marcus Vinicius, my other coach, absolutely refused to let me sleep on the floor of his room too. Daryl Golar would let me sleep on the floor of his room.
I see. And how many of these guys were sharing rooms with their wives at the time? Was this the?
They weren't sharing rooms with their wives. You kidding?
I'm just asking. You know, after all your big talk about cuckolding everybody in your band.
I didn't never said that. What are you?
I'm just saying.
You're trying to stir up. I never said anything about cuckolding guys in my band.
I see. Just everybody else.
I mean, you just can't look. Just don't make any mistakes.
That's a good rule for any husband. Don't make any mistakes.
That's what my drummer said. He was trying to explain to somebody. He goes, "I'm great to my wife because I know that guys like him around." One moment of inattention, whoosh.
Yes, as many a bathroom stall has said, no matter how sick of her shit you are, somebody somewhere thinks she's hot. And no matter how hot you think she is, somebody somewhere is sick of her shit. So, all right, so let's dive right in. Only 10 minutes in the show. Flyweight, Uka Sasaki versus Willie Gates.
I don't care.
I don't either. Even the Japanese think Sasaki's lost 2 in a row. I've given up. All right, welterweight, Dominic Waters and Leon Edwards.
I care.
Yeah, Leon Edwards to me is right on the cusp of being a kid.
Yep. Yeah, and which is why it's a tricky fight. But I have to tell you honestly, this is one of those rare occasions in which I care, but not enough to make a pick. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you know, Edwards is disappointing, and I don't know enough about the other guy to feel like I wanna risk my sterling world beating.
No, we're playing cautious. Suddenly this is why the Clinton supporter in you is coming up, being all pragmatic.
Get out of here. I'm done building your confidence. That's all it is.
Brick by brick.
I'm back to playing rough.
I see rough. This is rough. All right, so now they try to put a premier fight on every Fight Pass card, and this is what they have for us this time. A former pay-per-view headliner, I believe, or at least an event headliner, Neil Seery, flyweight, versus Kyoji Horiguchi, who once fought for the flyweight title and headlined a UFC card. So you're getting your $9.99 a month's worth right here, huh?
I care, and I have to say that, man, I know which way you're going to pick, but your picks are sort of divorced from reality. Well, you're going to pick Horiguchi because you're a Japanophile, but
you're saying I'm a racist, and that's all it all comes down to.
I said, no, you're the one who brought up racism, Mr. Texas. But
playing the race card.
But
and what's Texas got to do with it? All right. Anyway.
And I've seen flashes of interesting stuff from Seery, but
tough.
What's that?
Gritty and tough.
Yeah, and I don't have any faith in Japanese fighters to dig down deep. They don't seem to do it well, you know. So first of all, I think it must be said that I care, and I know, you know, this is one of those fights. Periodically, they do this where they call it. I'm imagining they call it the put up or shut up fight, and this is a put up or shut up fight for Horiguchi, you know, which means that he's got a 50% chance of putting up or shutting up. So I don't know, man. I think it's possibly ill-advised, but I'm going to pick Seery.
Wise pick, Eugene. I got to go with Horiguchi. I'm very excited about this. Is a tune-up fight for Horiguchi. I think Seery's 36 years old. He's tough and gritty. I love the Brit fighters too, but he's limited. And I think Horiguchi is a very talented, very well-trained, very well-prepared fighter. Young, excited. He's not. Yeah, it was just too much too soon for him to beat Mighty Mouse. I think I don't know if he'd ever beat Mighty Mouse, but maybe he'd have a chance in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, that shit gets in your head too, though. You know, as we're seeing with Conor McGee, and you know, maybe ill-fated decisions. You know, you can't drive a car if your head's not right.
No. It's like what's the song Kula Kane in his sick bed or whatever? That's what we're seeing right now. That's
Okay.
awesome. You're the college guy. Can you answer how do you pronounce Kula Kane or whatever the Irish?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't know.
You can't even. See, that's what you learn in Stanford. You learn not to try to pronounce words. That you
know, Stanford's great. You know, they don't have failing classes. There are no F's at Stanford.
Wow.
You take a class or you don't take a class, and you can get a D, but there are no F's.
I see. And how many D's did you accumulate?
I didn't get any D's.
No D's?
No D's.
I got 17 hours of F's at the University of Texas at Austin.
All right. Well, I didn't. You know, my grade point average at Stanford wasn't good enough to get me a job at Google. Apparently, a 3.3, 3.4 grade point average was not enough to impress people at Google.
Well, there you go. They went all the way back to look at your GPA. How long had you been out of college at that point? Exactly.
This was like 4 years ago.
Did you show them the Hustler erotic video reviews? I mean, come on. All right. The rest of the whole thing is going to be on Fox Sports 1. It's divided artificially into 2 cards. Preliminary card, 4 fights. First up, lightweights. Reza Madadi and Hein Cabral.
I care.
I too care, but I'm not going to make a pick on this one.
Me neither. Cabral, I mean, yeah, they've been uneven enough. So we should think of something else to call these. Actually, let's. How about doing this? Let's call these fractional fights, right?
Fractional.
Yeah. So the first one, which is we cared but not enough to make a pick, we can make a pick and it counts for a fractional thing. And so it was Edwards and who?
Edwards and Dominic Waters. That was really just on the cusp of. I mean, I don't care about Dominic Waters at all, and I only barely care about Edwards. So. Yeah,
but you do have a sense of who you think might win.
No. I honestly don't. I just have a vague sense that I care about Edwards. I don't.
Okay, then what about this one then?
Again, I have no feel for it. They're both pretty much floundering around at the bottom of their division. So they're both coming off losses.
Just for the Waters. And then who do we have? These are my fractional.
Hein Cabral and Reza Madadi.
I'm going to go with Reza.
So you're making picks, but you're telling Smirk not to count them. Is that what you're doing?
These are just fractional. They don't mean anything.
I see. Not putting any money down.
Yeah, because you're also not willing to pick. What did you do? You should change something. I'm getting bad echo.
I didn't change anything. It might be the system. Any better?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
All right, cool. So sorry about the mic. My headset died right before the show. So and Eugene hasn't mailed me the new headset that I got, and it didn't work for his computer yet. So it's Eugene's.
Well, actually, why didn't the headset you got me? Why did it work? Did you tell people why it didn't work?
Because I didn't know that headsets came in Mac and PC flavors. I should have known Mr. Mountain View would be a Mac guy, and which I am too, by the way. So that fucking headset won't do me any good. Never mind. Just give it to a homeless person. I'll order another one.
There are lots of homeless people around there.
Yeah, and they probably have good tablets and need headsets. So, lightweights, Josh Emmett and John Tuck.
No, I don't give a shit.
Friar Tuck would be a great nickname for that guy.
That would be great. Or something with fuck in it.
Well.
Fucking Tuck. And then he could do a move called the shake and bake. And there's a lot of growth opportunities for names for this guy.
Yeah. I'd have to think on it, but they'd all be obscene. All right, so middleweight, Magnus Cedenblad versus Garreth McLellan.
I don't care.
I don't care either. I tried to care about Magnus and just couldn't. But now this is the headliner of the prelim card, lightweight, Rustam Khabilov and Chris Wade.
Yes, I care. And I'm picking Rustam.
Me too. It's just, again, and this is, again, racist. Dagestani, I'm going with them.
They wrestle bears. They wrestle bears.
Yeah, I don't, it's a tough mountain people. Eugene. It's mountain people. That's the thing. It's Afghanis, the Serbs and the Croatians and the Bosnians, the Montenegrins, any of those folks. The Scots don't mess with the mountain people, so we're going with Khabilov.
Montagnards?
Fancy. No, that's how. Yes,
I don't beat that.
That's a college geography class right there. All right, so now we've got the 6-fight main card. Women's straw, and again, this is going to be around noon on Sunday. Women's strawweight, Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus Heather Jo Clark.
No, I don't care.
No, me neither. All right, but now we've got one we care about. Light heavyweight, Francimar Barroso versus Nikita, no longer Al Capone Krylov. He wants to be called the Minor. Not as an underage, but as
why does he call himself let's see, Big Baby Jesus?
No, because he comes from the coal mining region of Donbass in the Ukraine, which is part that's trying to separate from the rest of Ukraine. All the people there are miners, also tough. He wants to celebrate his legacy.
Tough and known for being buried underground.
Well, that too, but I mean.
All right. Well, it's all right. I'm picking Krylov anyway.
See, you're not going to trick me into picking Barroso because I love Krylov. There's no way I'm picking against him. He's only lost once in his UFC run that I can recall. Kid's fun. I'm rooting for him. I'm picking him.
So does that mean he stopped wearing the hat?
I don't know. He claims that was all.
Audio is terrible, man.
Well, I'm going with no headset.
Okay.
So, so apologies again. But all right. So now we got women's bantamweight Germaine de Randamie versus Anna Elmose. So you care about this one because of Randamie.
Yeah, she's a friend of Knuckle Up and a known associate, former teammate. Fuck yeah. And I'm picking her, yeah.
I got to pick her too. So sorry. Now that Smirk's made it, started counting our picks, we're a lot less free and wild, You
can't let the peanut gallery change your mind about
this is quantum phenomena right here. We're being observed, therefore our behavior is changing.
That's true. Well, I've seen her knock out Sorrel, Dream Crusher. So and I'm guessing and hoping that her grappling has gotten better since she stopped training with us. She's went back to Holland, but she's mighty, man. Tough woman.
Well, cool. Well, we will see how she does on Sunday morning. All right, now we've got a fun one. Welterweight, Albert Tumenov versus Gunnar Nelson.
Yep, I saw that, and I was itching for this one because Gunnar is like the Icelandic Eric Silva.
Except not quite as dynamic.
Yeah.
More methodical.
Yeah, and has stumbled, and so I'm going to have to go with off.
Man, going with Tumenov. I shouldn't do this, but I can't resist the action. I'm going to go with Gunnar Nelson, although it's breaking all my rules. I think Tumenov's going to win, but I'm picking Gunnar Nelson. I said it.
Okay, good. I like
We're picking Tumenov, and this fight's too fun. Tumenov hits really hard, but Nelson has that wacky karate style, and if he can get on the ground, I mean, of course.
I really like Gunnar, man, but I'm gonna bet against his head.
It's true. After when you think you're the jiu-jitsu golden boy, and then you run into Demi and Maya and learn, no, I'm not the jiu-jitsu golden boy. That could be a permanently stunting experience for him. Tumenov doesn't seem to have the capacity to learn from experience, so I think he's safe on that front.
All right. So where we go? So we actually have some picks. We have five picks. We picked 5, and then we have the fractionals,
which makes no sense as a term. But I'm not
actually no. I mean they're like the non-bound delegates.
Non-binding. How about that? Non-binding.
Non-binding delegates. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, they're like all those Ted Cruz delegates. They're suddenly turned loose.
Oh, man, did you watch his concession speech?
When he elbowed his wife in the face?
Yeah, and then the lead-in with Carly. It's not your God-given right to have a job, Fiorina. Oh man, I'm just.
Did you see when she fell off the stage introducing him the other day and he just ignored it? That was the Carly Cruz union was a brief one, but produced many memorable gifts. So.
CNC Music Factory, yeah, they had some big hits,
Yes.
like the whole hand jive thing.
Some of that was manipulated. And
I know.
But it was still hideously awkward and awful. All right, so we're very pumped about the third fight from the top, the co-main event, heavyweights, Antonio Bigfoot Silva versus Stefan Struve.
Man, oh man. Sometimes in the mist, in your frantic scramble for significance or a handhold in reality, you're flailing around blindly. You might strike something. That's where we are. This is a Lost Battalion fight in the Lost Battalion. Right?
Did you see the movie The Others with Nicole Kidman about 15 years ago?
Yeah, exactly right.
Remember when she was the ghost and then her husband comes back from the war through the fog and he's the ghost too? Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
But they still got it on, at least for one magical night. So
That's right. Well, you know what? This fight is suddenly fun because, well, maybe not. Maybe fun is the wrong word to use, but
I'm also worried that one of them is going to die in the cage here.
Yep. And the reality of it is, a win doesn't get either one of them out of the Lost Battalion, and a loss doesn't dig them any deeper. So it's just kind of like a fight, It's okay.
Yeah. If one of them loses so bad that everyone's obviously afraid they're going to die, then the UFC will cut them.
Yep.
But otherwise, I think they're going to stick around because they're both what passes for names in the lower tier of the heavyweight division, and you always need heavyweights.
I mean, and they both make such delectable targets too. The tall guy who just, and then the guy with the huge, Agramelli head. You have a pick?
See, if they were both at peak abilities, I would go with peak Bigfoot in a heartbeat over peak Struve. At this point, they're both greatly diminished, both by time, injury, and in Silva's case, by no more TRT. Struve's got his head problems. He had the panic attack that kept him out. Then he had the heart condition that kept him out.
Then the jaw, the fracture from the top of his jaw, courtesy of Mark Hunt.
Yes, I cannot pick either of these guys in good conscience.
Yeah, that's the thing about Lost Battalion, man. It's like it's like the worst kind of pornography. But I'm gonna have to make an intelligent judgment here and say that Struve's reliance on his jiu-jitsu is gonna get him fucked up. Because you don't want to be playing guard with a guy like Bigfoot on top of you, raining down those big King Kong bombs, and I don't think Struve has got the punching power to knock him out standing up.
No, not even this House of Cards model of Bigfoot that we're dealing with.
Yeah, right. So I mean, if I was gonna make, are we gonna call this a non-binding? Okay, so non-bindingly. So I'm gonna
make a pick and then it's binding.
Okay. I'm gonna make a pick then, and I'm gonna pick Bigfoot.
You're gonna pick Bigfoot.
Yeah, because I think, and I'll tell you why. Outside of what I just said, I think that his belief in his Lost Battalionage is less ironbound. I mean, he believes he's seeing some light through the mist, and he's walking toward it. That he believes that light is a return to significance, and he's wrong. But it's what we're talking about, belief. Struve, there's no light that he sees. There's nothing all but, like Elvis said, darkness all around.
Darkness all around, indeed. Okay, picking Bigfoot would get me nothing since you're picking Bigfoot. So why take the risk? So just
all right.
Playing caution. See what you've done, Smirk. You've ruined the show. Please be free and wild.
Your cowardice is not his problem.
No fear of consequence. I'm just saying, I'm almost a sociopath, but I have the capacity to fear consequences. From your, sociopath. So, all right. So now we come to the main event, heavyweight Alistair Overeem and Andrei Arlovski.
Oh yeah. I care first of all, but and my pick is ironclad.
And your pick is?
No, I would feel stupid not picking Overeem, even though Overeem has veered very close to geek status, but I just can't. We're talking about an old, nervous Arlovski who knows he's old and knows he's nervous.
And chinny.
And what?
And chinny. He knows.
Yeah, exactly. So this is just a tough matchup for him. You know, I think his placement on the card has to do with he had a couple of good runs. He's a tough guy and he's a known name. But this is, you know, if Overeem's only possible way to lose this is if, like he's done in the past fights, when he doesn't take the guy seriously, you know. But I think he's had that shit bite him in the ass enough where I can't see it, you know.
Yeah, I think Overeem is a sadder but wiser Overeem, and we'll play a little cautious. Won't try to bully Arlovski. I don't know. The thing is, Overeem, though, for all his vaunted power, his kill shot's really the knee. You know, it's those knees to the body, and I've never really seen Arlovski get worked like that. Like Arlovski falls with these shots to the chin, but yeah, I got to go with Overeem too. Do you think he's going to knock him out?
Yes.
How many rounds? How many rounds is this going?
No, 3.
3. That's binding. Eugene says 3 rounds.
Well, I'm not calling my shot like that. I just picked Overeem.
Bruce said he was going to end over the right field fence.
Yeah, exactly. This is like the guy who's betting the spread, man. That's dangerous. I'm not a bold enough. You end up like the bad lieutenant then.
I almost paid my way through college betting against the Texas Longhorns to beat the spread because they never did. I don't know how people figured it out. Nobody figured it out, but they never did. All right, so until they won the national championship in a very expensive series of bowl games for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yes, Overeem, and I predict. I don't know. I think it's going to go early. I think we got a first round KO, non-binding. But
yeah. The round is non-binding, but the pick is not.
Yes. So I got to go with Overeem here. That's what I say.
Yeah. So you're queuing the party line. That's all right. I'm sure we're not off the Vegas odds on that one either.
I'm not going to make any wild. You notice I'm not making an endorsement of the Democratic primary yet because we almost know who's going to win, but not entirely sure.
That makes me really happy, actually. I don't think, like Chris Rock said, I haven't been as happy since the OJs going together. I mean, this is, Cruz gone, Johnny K still in it, Hillary down, Indiana. I mean, just because I think she's at her best when she's uncomfortable. And then again, I mean, even through the struggle of her uncomfortability, she manages to force an error. We're gonna kill coal, and then this fucking trembling, sad coal miner stands up, and she has to march it back. Oh, yeah. And West Virginia is in front of you. It wasn't too much to keep your fucking mouth shut, huh?
Once you said the thing about kill coal, and you go to West Virginia. And the guy confronts you with it, you got to be like, look, honey, coal is gone, no matter what I do.
Yep.
Coal is the reason your beautiful state now looks like Mordor.
Yep.
Your state has fewer people working than it has on the dole.
Yep.
Coal ain't working for you. Why are you working for coal? That should have been her play.
You see, you're a guy in a hat in Texas.
I'm a guy in a Scottish hat.
In a Scottish hat in Texas. And you came up with a winning answer with no prompting, no team, no research, no organization behind you. You just came up with it off the top of your fucking head.
That's right. That's how good I am. Also, I know how to speak redneck. It's deep in my.
Yeah. Well, we'll cut your subsidies so we can study coal slurries and how to maybe clean uses of coal, but digging this shit out of the ground and burn it up, not going to work for you. Not going to work for America.
They laid off all the miners with the pickaxes and the shovels ages ago. Now they've got 5 guys working on a mine that takes a beautiful piece of landscape and turns it into poisonous, toxic hell stew that's going to have a half-life of like 400,000 years before it's a habitable biosphere again.
Yep. We're gonna clean up this state. We're gonna turn it to a vacation hotspot. Put a bunch of casinos in here, and you guys are gonna be rich.
And don't you worry, the Oxy is gonna keep flowing, and the Xbox is for everybody.
Did you hear that thing that people are all pissed off at Saturday Night Live for that skit, the heroin AM?
I saw the skit. I thought it was one of the funniest skits I've seen out of them. Why are people pissed?
People in recovery are pissed because they say it's a trigger. They feel they're being mocked. You know, heroin addiction is not funny. Don't tell
that to a drunk. I mean,
right. Yeah, the drug. Foster Brooks is out there like, what?
Nobody watching this show. I guarantee you, not one person watching this show has any concept of who Foster Brooks was.
Foster Brooks was a comedian whose shtick was the drunk guy.
Acting drunk. A mediocre comedian from the 50s and 60s.
Oh, really? Go on YouTube and type in Foster Brooks and Dean Martin. That's a great skit from the Dean Martin show.
Dean was carrying him, though. I mean.
Yeah, maybe. And it turns out that he goes, and he goes, I got to get back to work. He goes, what do you do? I'm a pilot. He goes, you too. And they both toddle out of the bar. I mean, these are the days before people realized that being a drunk wasn't so funny. Before the car crashes, before the broken families.
I think people knew about all that stuff back then. They just thought it was still funny. I mean, people were like.
Yeah, that's before the kids grew up and said, you know what? That shit wasn't funny. You stomped the head of my fucking kitten to death when you were drunk. That shit wasn't funny. You know?
Yeah.
What I'm amazed about, how come we don't have, I'm really shocked and amazed at the absence of the revenge motive. I mean, I know a lot of people who have horrible, horrible family stories, and of those people, I'd say only 5% have embraced the full spirit of revenge. All the other 95% are all about forgiving and forgetting, man. That's just not my fucking deal at all.
I think that's because they've seen the mistakes their parents made, and some of the things that got their parents in that situation were giving into these baser emotions, both hate, lust, pleasure-seeking hedonism. So
even when I was a kid, I had the distinct thought. I mean, I was like 4, and I said, if anybody messes with me when I'm big, it was always contingent on, I know, even at 4, I knew there was going to come a time when the shoe was on the other fucking foot, and I go, and I'm going to get him. I actually, that thought, it like boom, came through the clouds, and there it was. I'm going to get him.
I knew at 4 I was never going to be big, but anytime anybody screwed me over, I always had to at least map out the how am I going to get even scenario. Yep. If I had a good enough scenario in my head, I wasn't that worried about him because I knew if you really keep pushing it, I'm gonna play my cards.
Yeah.
But I always involved when I get my big friends around you, then
you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Yeah. So that's there. That's I told that to my woman, and she goes, "Wait." She's laughing, and she goes, "Wait a minute." Because she's seen me keep people around for like decades. Like waiting for the moment to be right when I struck.
Have you ever taken the hair psychopathy checklist?
Oh no, yeah. I haven't taken that. Yeah,
I'm just curious.
I don't need to know what I already know. My favorite moment was I had some woman say to me, "I can't help but think." She said, "I can't help but think that this is just some long, drawn out revenge fantasy of yours," and I was like. Why would you think that? It was great. Oh, so good.
Almost on to you, Eugene. Can't have that. Can't have that. All right. So we care about the cards. Happy to give away our Sunday. There's also the Saturday night Canelo Khan fight. Any cares for that? No. And hold on. So let me get this straight. What time does the Fight Pass fight portion of this fight start? It starts in Texas at 9:30 a.m., so it's going to be 7:30 your time. On Fight Pass. It's hard to get up and watch that thing if you've been drunk the night before, but I'll try not to drink. So. The beauty of Fight Pass is that it'll still be there after the rest of the card's over.
Right. Okay, that's right. All right. And so the first 3 fights are on Fight Pass.
Yes.
And then it's just the Fox Sports 1.
Yes, and stays there.
The whole fight is Fox Sports 1.
The whole thing is Fox Sports 1.
All right, easy peasy.
Yeah, and this tells you how desperate for ratings Fox Sports 1 is, that they're running not such a great card from Rotterdam that Sunday in the middle of the day, but it's April, there's no other sports on TV, and that network has 0 audience. So
Yeah. Okay. All right, good enough.
All right, so that's our show. Remember, follow us on Twitter at Eugene S. Robinson, at Kid Nate. Give us thumbs up. Eugene, how do you do that?
I actually almost broke my thumb today. Today was Gi Day. Man, I hate Gi Day, so I haven't. I would actually. This works to me.
That's good. You're a no gi guy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we do gi twice a week just to be able to keep up and compete. But
do you believe that the gi makes your game tighter and is essential to good jiu-jitsu?
Nah. If a guy comes in here and he says he's a gi guy and he comes on no gi day, I feel completely relaxed. If he comes in and says he's a gi guy on gi day, I feel completely relaxed. If a guy comes in and says he's a no gi guy, I'm cautious on gi day or no gi day.
I see. You're the kind of guy that takes his shirt off before he gets in a fight?
You mean a street fight?
Yeah.
No. I'm the kind of guy that says, I'm going to give you to the count of 3 and then I punch you at 2.
I see. Brilliant. A brilliant gambit. Never goes wrong.
Not taking off his shirt, man. If I see a guy taking off his shirt.
You hit him right then.
Yep.
I won a big fight in middle school with that shit because.
Yep. You're going to pull your shirt over your head when I'm standing. Yeah,
and I'm not going to stop either. They're going to back me off of you. And of course, he wanted a rematch, but, I became somewhat evasive.
The thing is, as older men, we should say that we're beyond that, above that, past that, right?
I'm too slow, old, blind, and uncoordinated.
You're not out there fighting the streets anymore, right?
I'm afraid of consequences now that I have kids.
It would probably be how many decades since your last street fight?
One.
1 decade.
1 decade. 1 decade. Okay. But it was self-defense, so.
I'd like to say it had been a decade for me, but that's not the case. But at least the last person I got into a fight with, I slapped. So there is that.
That moderation and restraint.
I'm a gentleman. I knocked him out with a slap, but it was
well then.
Yes, I was very angry. Courtesy of Brussels. Thank you.
The Brussels. Well, yes, indeed. All right. So give us 2 pimp hands, and although we don't approve of that kind of thing, yes, thumbs up.
My video game. That's a great one.
Yes, indeed. That was the reference. Subscribe to MMA Nation on YouTube, MMANation.com on YouTube, MMA Nation on iTunes. You get the audio without the ugly. Let's see. Read me on BloodyElbow.com. Read Eugene on Aussie.com.
I got a piece up today on ski bikes, baby.
I read that. Now, how is it that you don't fall on a ski bike?
You fall. Yeah. I don't know if you got the guy trying to parse the language, because at first he says, well, the falls on it, you slide out. You slide out. And then he starts later on in the interview, which I may have not just put this in, he starts talking about tumbling. So these are very different crash experiences, man. Sliding is different from tumbling. I can tell you, Indeed.
Of course, sliding on the snow is better than sliding on asphalt. So
yes, there is that. But sliding on ice is not much better.
No. Ice bad. I hate all winter sports. Screw that.
Oh, really? No, I'm a snowboarder. But what he said that was interesting is, like, you can't just because it looks this way. He said when you ride a bike, you turn it. He goes, this you have to lean. Actually, he says, no, you don't lean in a turn. What did he say? You don't lean in a turn. You
don't worry about the instructions. Just jump on the ski bike.
Yeah, sure.
Did you see the fight between the skier and the snowboarder, where the skier pushed the snowboarder right off the lift in midair?
Oh, I heard about that. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, but you heard about it. So So did that give you some pause for thought? Were you just aching to get out on the slopes? And
yeah, well, no, I've been in situations. My last thing I hear, I'm on a lift with a guy, and he's speaking German, right? And so I say to him,
relationship with the Nazis we haven't mentioned for the entire show.
Yeah, and I say to him in German, you know, I could tell by his accent that he wasn't speaking Hochdeutsch, you know, he was speaking some variant, but I'm not so good with the accents there. So I said, Österreicher, you know, which is Austrian, and the guy got fucking chilly, and he goes, "Nein," and I go, you know, in Entschuldigung, you know, excuse me, you know, where you from? And he's Switzerland. Like, Schweizerdeutsch, you know, you fucking prick. How the fuck I heard him say one word. One word. How from that one word I knew it was a Teutonic language? How was I supposed to know it was fucking Swiss German? Come on.
That's like how was I supposed to know the guy in my band from Virginia would not like being called a Yankee? I mean, who can keep these fine distinctions in their head? It's
fuck those guys, man.
People are crazy. People are crazy. Anyway, that's our show. Adios, MMA aficionados. Zane and Connor will be back with MMA.
Zane.
For the details on this, we'll have full coverage of Canelo Khan, 13th round, Saturday night after the fights. Eugene will have Knuckle Up on Sunday, so we won't be doing a 6th round. And next week, there's more and onward and upward. We'll have full coverage of whatever it is. UFC 198's coming up.
I'm going to actually be in Poland on Memorial Day.
Well, that's after UFC 198, so we'll worry about that when we get.
Yeah.
So we got Verdum versus Miocic for the heavyweight belt. Medium big doings, even though
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, Eugene. Adios, MMA aficionados. We'll see you next time.
All right. Later.